female folk singer is dead after she was attacked by a pair of coyotes.
What is the monkey doing? Tell me what the monkey...
He hit your face off!
We actually have a trainer in the water with one of our whales.
If I show weakness, if I retreat, I may be hurt, I may be killed.
Baby Azaria Chamberlain was taken by a dingo back in 1980.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Man. It is the only true crime podcast on the entire internet where all the killers are real animals, whether it's bitings, scratchings, maulings, or clawings. We're here to talk about it. You may notice I'm speaking a little bit faster than I usually would. That's because, no offense guys, I've got to really smash through this podcast. I've got to be somewhere. I told my fiance's family I would meet them for dinner. It's like a whole family thing, and I'm running a little bit late. It's 11:23 a.m. I told them I'd meet them at 11:30, so I've got 7 minutes to do this. So that's shit. I should probably shower as well. Fuck. Okay. Doesn't matter. Anyway, let's just wrap this up quickly. I don't want to talk too much. You really, to be honest, guys, you are wasting a lot of my time right now. It's. I love you, but you are quite a time sink. If I'm being completely honest with you, we're back today with part 2 of our Asia series. That's right. We're going through every single country in Asia alphabetically to determine what is the deadliest animal in each country. Last week we went from, I think it was Afghanistan all the way to Malaysia. We're starting at Maldives now. The Maldives. Maldives, again, another country where I've always known about Maldives, but I always thought it was in a different area. I thought the Maldives was in like the Caribbean. It just sounds like that, you know? Maldives. And same with Seychelles in Africa. I always thought the Seychelles was like in Oceania. They sound like the wrong places. Doesn't the Maldives sound like a nice chain of islands that you'd go to, like the Bahamas and the Maldives? But I'm wrong. It's not like that. The Maldives is actually the world's flattest country, with its average ground level just 1.5 meters above sea level. I don't know how it's not underwater. Because of its low-lying geography, the Maldives is particularly vulnerable to rising sea levels, which has sparked international discussions about climate change and its impact on island nations. Hey guys, just get a bunch of concrete, right? And build up. Why don't we do that? Why don't we just build up? That's probably a dumb idea. Also, the fact that sea levels are rising for the Maldives creates a bigger problem with its most dangerous animal, which is the box jellyfish. I'm an Australian, so we're very familiar with the box jellyfish, a creature you do not want to fuck with. The box jellyfish is living in the crystal clear waters of the Maldives, and the box jellyfish is not the kind of sea creature that you would want to cuddle with, even though they do look quite squishy. It has tentacles packed full of venom that can kill you. This jellyfish delivers a sting so painful it can lead to cardiac arrest or even death if not treated immediately. And despite being pretty beautiful to see when it's in the water, the box jellyfish's sting can paralyze and kill a human within minutes. So everyone, remember, don't go swimming with it, no matter how photogenic the water looks, okay? Don't be dumb. Box jellyfish are incredibly terrifying animals. In fact, I think they are the most venomous animal on the planet. From memory, that sounds right to me. More venomous than every spider and snake on the planet. They will kill you. Yeah, very, very dangerous. But they also look kind of yummy, like a plate full of Jell-O. I just want to suck it up. Hold on, I'm getting a call. Oh, sorry. Hey, babe, how you going? Yep. No, I'm still on for lunch. I know. Yeah, 11:30. You said 11:30. Well, it's 11:26, so why are you calling me? Yeah, I'm almost there. I didn't... Yeah, no, I know. I said I'd record I've already finished recording the podcast. It's fine. I'm on my... Seriously? Okay, we've talked about this. You are being a little bit pushy and controlling right now. We said 11:30 for lunch. It's 11:26, so I'm not late, okay? I'm not late yet. I'll see you in 4 minutes. Okay, guys, I've really got to rush this along because I've got 4 minutes to shower, or 3 minutes now to shower, shave, and get to the restaurant, which is, looking at Google Maps, it's 45 minutes away. Okay, all right, let's just keep going. Mongolia. Mongolia is known to the sorry, I messed it up. I'm just stressed about lunch. Mongolia is home to the Genghis Khan equestrian statue, which is the world's largest statue of a horse rider, standing at 40 meters tall. The statue is a tribute to Genghis Khan, who founded the Mongol Empire in the 13th century and became one of the most powerful rulers in history. And I've heard that thing where like a certain percentage of the world is related to him because he had so many babies. That's a little rapey. People say that fact kind of willy-nilly, like it's a fun little quirk. I'm like, it wasn't all consensual. This guy wasn't just super charming and matching with everyone on Tinder. No, he was like pillaging and raping, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, let's talk about the most deadly animal in Mongolia. There's a few to pick from, but one of them is the Mongolian roof, which is a very dangerous animal due to its size and its hunting ability. It is rare for the Mongolian wolf to attack humans, but they do pose potential threats to livestock, and occasionally humans do get injured when food sources become scarce. Let's move over to Myanmar, also known as Burma. It used to be called Burma, now it's called Myanmar. And the Shwedagon Pagoda. The Shwedagon Pagoda is a golden stupa located in Yangon, and it is the most famous Buddhist pagoda in Myanmar. It is believed to be 2,600 years old. That's older than Christ, and is considered to be the most sacred site in the country, housing relics of 4 previous Buddhists. I love Buddhism. It's a very cool religion. I know that's a very white person like opinion to have, but yeah, if I was going to have a religion, Buddhism seems cool. But apparently you're not allowed to jerk off, which is like, to be honest, that's a deal breaker for me. I know that's in a lot of religions. I reckon if you create a religion where you're allowed to jerk off, that religion will become so popular so fast. Is that what Mormonism is? I'm pretty sure Mormonism is just like, that's just regular Christianity, but you can jerk off. That sounds right to me. And what also sounds right is what is the most dangerous animal in Myanmar, aka Burma, and it is aptly named the Burmese python. The Burmese python is an enormous constrictor that can reach lengths of up to 7 meters in length. While not venomous like all pythons, the Burmese python's sheer size and strength make it a deadly predator. These snakes can take down animals much larger than themselves by constricting tightly around their prey until it suffocates. I've always thought, just like, if you're getting constricted by it, just hold your breath. Problem solved. Because what happens is you breathe out and then it squeezes in and you can't expand your lungs again. So just don't breathe out, or breathe really shallowly through your nose. Don't take that as actual advice if you get attacked by a python. I don't know. So yeah, remember, if you are ever trekking through Myanmar's dense jungles, I don't know if that's something you have on your calendar for this year. If you do, remember that while the snake isn't actively looking to kill humans, it can easily overpower a human if it feels threatened. So when in doubt, just remember, don't become part of the snake's dinner plans. I don't like these little quippy things I've written at the end. I thought these would be really charming, but as soon as I read them out, they're quite cringy. Let's move on. Another a segue popped into my mind. It was going to be, speaking of cringy, Nepal, but I have no problem with Nepal. Nepal actually is quite a beautiful country with beautiful people. I've heard the Nepalese people are very beautiful. Maybe it's that mountain air, or maybe it's that Himalayan rock salt they're licking on all the time. Interesting fact about Nepal, specifically to do with their flag, is that their flag is unique. It's the only national flag in the world that's not rectangular. You've probably seen it before. It consists of 2 stacked triangles, symbolizing the Himalayan mountains and the 2 major religions of Nepal, which is Hinduism and Buddhism. Now, the most deadly animal in Nepal is the Himalayan brown bear. The Himalayan brown bear, they do look quite cuddly and soft and fluffy, but these bears do not appreciate it being treated like teddy bears. They're found in the Himalayan region, and this bear is very territorial and aggressive when threatened. It has sharp claws and an incredibly intimidating size, and it can inflict serious damage. While it mostly sticks to foraging for plants and berries, if you get too close, it can become a serious danger. So if you are going to be in Nepal, bring a pack of binoculars so that you can view these beautiful creatures from a distance. Speaking of viewing things from a distance, this segue actually does work. Ooh, North Korea. A country so isolated I often forget that it actually technically is still a country. North Korea, obviously, probably one of the most isolated countries in the world, if not the most isolated in the world, until the US, has just given up all of its allies. North Korea as a very interesting country, and an interesting fact about North Korea is that the Pyongyang Metro is one of the deepest subway systems in the world. I didn't know this. It has some stations that are located as deep as 110 meters underground. The metro stations are known for their grandiose Soviet-style architecture, featuring chandeliers, murals, and mosaics. That's something I'd really like to see, but I just don't think I'm going to get the chance without being put into some kind of concentration camp. Yeah, North Korea is a pretty scary place. I don't want to go there and get killed. Do you guys remember the movie The Interview? That's something we kind of brushed over. It came out like in the last decade. It's a Seth Rogen movie about these guys going to interview Kim Jong-un. And North Korea like threatened to fucking nuke any movie theaters that like did it. And then there was like a massive hack of Sony Studios, which were the ones publishing the movie. And there was, like, in that hack, it came out a bunch of all this stuff about, like, Spider-Man, like this. And one of the reasons why the Spider-Man movies didn't go ahead, like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie stopped, is because of this hack. Anyway, interesting country. The Korean water snake is one of the most deadly animals in North Korea. It's found in rivers and marshes, and while it's generally shy, it does deliver a fairly nasty bite when it's threatened. It's not venomous, but it's still feisty, and its bite can lead to pain, swelling, and a bit of a headache. These snakes are good swimmers and are often found in North Korea's rivers, where they're happy to slither and hunt. Another deadly animal that lives in North Korea is the tiger. There are tigers living in North Korea, but we don't have any data on like how deadly they are in North Korea, because North Korea, I don't know if I've mentioned this, quite isolated and hard to get information from, so we're not sure. Oh god, one more phone call. Hold on. Hey. Yeah, no, I'm nearly there. I am running a little bit late now. It's okay. Honey, stop freaking out. I know your parents think I'm flaky. I understand that. And I know the last 5 or 6 times, 7 or 8, I know that every single time I've seen them, I've been running really late, but I'm not running late today, okay? I'm running a little bit late. It's not my fault. The buses weren't running. There was someone got attacked with a machete on a bus, so they stopped running the buses, so I called an Uber, okay? And I don't know if your dad wants to reimburse me for the Uber. We'll talk about that later. Look, only 4 minutes late right now. And is everyone else even there? They are. Okay, well, that's, they're punctual people. That's okay. I'm going to be like another 3 minutes, okay? I promised you. 11:40, I'll be there, okay? All right, I love you. No, don't order without me. And don't let anyone else order. That's really rude. Don't let anyone else order without me. Thank you. Okay, bye. See you in 4 minutes. Bye. Oman, another country in Asia that I thought was in Africa. Oman's frankincense trees found in the Dhofar region are world-renowned for producing one of the oldest and most valuable fragrances. Frankincense was that stuff that one of the old men gave Jesus when Jesus was born. He got gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Yeah. I still don't know what myrrh is, but it doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure myrrh is one of those guys from Impractical Jokers. The resin from these trees has been used for thousands of years in religious rituals and for medicinal purposes. One of the most dangerous animals in Oman is the Arabian oryx. The Arabian oryx, not typically dangerous to humans, is part of Oman's dangerous animal landscape, though, due to its ability to defend itself fiercely. With long, sharp horns that can be used to fend off predators, the oryx may not go after you directly, but can certainly give you a good jab if you get too close. Thankfully, these animals have been successfully reintroduced into the wild after being driven to near extinction. So while they're not looking to harm anyone, they are wild animals. So respect their space, you dipshits. Let's go to Pakistan now. A sentence that not many people have said. No, that's rude. I was mixing it up with Afghanistan. Pakistan's okay. The Indus River system, which irrigates vast areas of Pakistan, is the world's largest irrigation network. It spans over 90,000 square kilometers and plays a crucial role in agriculture, providing water to the country's wheat, rice, and cotton crops. Now, the deadliest animal in Pakistan is one that we've talked about on the previous list. It's the Indian cobra. The Indian cobra makes another appearance on this list, but this time in Pakistan. It's known for its iconic hood and potent venom, and it's a snake that does demand respect. A single bite from the cobra can lead to paralysis or death without prompt medical treatment, so do not be too eager to get a close selfie. If you are exploring Pakistan's rugged terrains, it's best to give this snake plenty of space. Definitely don't go try and kiss it. Palestine, a country. We're not getting into it, guys. I know I can hear you being like, yes, you can, yeah. I don't fucking know. But on the list, it says it's a country, okay? Palestine. The ancient city of Jericho, located in the West Bank, is the oldest known city to have been continuously inhabited for over 11,000 years. Archaeological excavations have revealed evidence of early human settlements, fortifications, and ancient architecture. The deadliest animal in Palestine is the aptly named Palestinian viper. The Palestine viper is a snake that doesn't do subtlety. It has venom that targets the bloodstream, causing rapid blood loss and intense pain. The snake isn't one to mess around with. It's found in rocky or arid areas. So if you are exploring the region of Palestine, number one, please be safe. And number two, try not to get into the viper's territory. They're not actively aggressive, but don't push your luck. This snake will not hesitate to strike out if it feels threatened. Okay, we're going back over to East Asia now, over to the Philippines. And in the Philippines, there's a volcano called the Taal volcano. Taal volcano, located on the island of Luzon, is one of the most active volcanoes in the Philippines. It is unique because it is located on an island within a lake, and its eruptions often create spectacular landscapes, including the creation of new landforms within the lake. I've always wanted to go to the Philippines, but if I do go to the Philippines, I am actively going to try to avoid the Philippine cobra. The Philippine cobra is a very venomous snake with a reputation of being particularly dangerous. Found in the forests and rice fields of the Philippines, this snake delivers a neurotoxic venom that can cause paralysis and death. It can even spit venom over a distance of 3 meters, making it a double threat, both in close and long-range encounters. If you spot this snake, admire it from a very safe distance. That is insane. I hate this snake. I hate this fucking thing. Regular snakes, it's like, okay, pretty bad, bites me, causes me to die from paralysis and my lungs stop working. This little fucker spits as well, which is just, I don't like it. You ever walk past some teenagers spitting and you just go like, ugh, you're gross. That's like me, but to the Philippine cobra. But I still do want to go to the Philippines very, very much. So if you live in the Philippines and you'd like to pay for me to fly out and stay, not with you, I don't want to stay with you, but like stay in like a hotel or a resort or something, let me know. That sounds really nice. Thank you for offering. Qatar, one of the only countries, I think actually the only country that I've actually visited that's on this list. I haven't been in very many places. I've been to Singapore in the airport, but I've also been to Qatar. But also, again, only in the airport. But it is a fantastic. Oh my god, the Qatar airport I was at, we got to stay in the business class lounge, even though we weren't flying business class, and it was fancy. They had this whole room where it was like saunas, and they had like another room where you just go in and you could get food, and the food was free. And I had a really nice Caesar salad, but you couldn't get alcohol there because it's in the Middle East. So Qatar is home to the world's largest indoor theme park, Angry Birds World. Oh, I didn't know this. Located in Doha Festival City Mall. The park is spread across 32,000 square kilometers and is themed around the famous mobile game, featuring numerous rides and attractions. Qatar's deadliest animal, or one of the deadliest animals, is the Arabian horned viper, which I believe we talked about last week as well. In the desert regions of Qatar, the Arabian horned viper thrives, blending into the sand like a sneaky little ghost. Its venomous bite can deliver severe pain, swelling, and even death. The horns on its nose are actually modified scales, and they help it keep hidden in the sand while waiting for prey. Though not always aggressive, it will strike out if it feels threatened, and when it does, it is not messing around. So if you are in Qatar's deserts, I hope you have some water, and watch where you step. Alright, staying in the Middle East for the moment, we're over to Saudi Arabia. The Rub al Khali, or the Empty Quarter, is the largest continuous sand desert in the world, stretching for over 1 million square kilometers. It is located on the Arabian Peninsula and is so vast that it remains largely unexplored. One of the deadliest animals there's of course a bunch of snakes, but the Arabian oryx makes another appearance on the list. While the Arabian oryx is a majestic creature of the desert, it's not all peace and tranquility in the sand. Armed with sharp, long horns, this antelope can defend itself from predators including humans if they get too close. Though they won't go looking for trouble, if you do find yourself in its way, be prepared for a potential horn-to-face situation. Do not worry, the oryx is primarily a peaceful grazer, just don't test its patience. Over to... This is getting a little ridiculous. Just one more moment. Hey, what? Yes, I'm in the Uber. The guy just got lost. It's not a big deal. Oh, yeah, the gift I was supposed to get your dad. Yes. Oh, no. No, I have the gift. I have it in the car with me. I'm looking at it right now. It's okay. I'll be there in 5. Don't let anyone order without me. Thank you. Your dad ordered. Well, don't let him. Tell the waiter to not send it out. Wait for me, please. It's very rude. Okay, I'll be there in 7 minutes. Bye. Sorry, guys. I was supposed Celia's dad has this like old notebook that was his like grandfather's, and he had it in like one of the world wars, and she took it to like a book place to get like restored because it was sort of falling apart. It was like, this is like the happy birthday present for him, I was supposed to pick it up and I've just realized I've forgotten to. Hey Uber driver, can we make a detour, please? Thank you very much. I'm not really in the Uber. I just realized that was a whole lie. I'm falling over myself here. Let's keep moving on. Singapore. Singapore's Jewel Changi Airport is home to the world's largest indoor waterfall, the Rain Vortex, which stands at 40 meters tall. The waterfall is part of a stunning indoor garden that spans several levels and attracts tourists and travelers alike. I was at this airport, but was unable to see this beautiful sight because we were in the wrong part of the airport and we weren't allowed to actually go into the other part. They did have a butterfly room though, which was insanely humid and awful to walk through. I walked in and immediately was just soaking wet. It was terrible. But I did, on my flight back, when we did stop in Singapore, I was feeling really, really sick, really awful. And I went and got a massage and man, they just cracked me in just the right way. And I felt so much better going into the second part of the flight. And like Singapore to Australia, it was like Singapore to Sydney. It was like 9 hours. So it was going to be a long flight. Anyway, it was good. But speaking of good, or not good, Singapore's deadliest animal is the king cobra. It is the world's longest venomous snake, and it's not afraid to flaunt its length. Neither am I, ladies. With a fearsome hood and venom that can kill an elephant, this snake is as dangerous as it is awe-inspiring. It hunts other snakes, talk about a niche diet, and if threatened, it can become highly aggressive. If you're in Singapore's jungles or parks, or maybe even the rainforest room, remember that this slithering predator is as serious as it gets when it comes to danger. Respect the king. I love Singapore and I do want to go there for longer and not just be in the airport. Okay, let's go to South Korea now. South Korea's longest running historical drama, The King of Joseon, has been airing for over 50 years. It focuses on the history of the Joseon dynasty, highlighting the lives and struggles of historical Korean figures. That's really cool. The deadliest animal in South Korea is the Korean tiger, which we alluded to when we talked about North Korea. The Amur tiger, also known as the Siberian tiger, historically ranged into the Korean peninsula. However, due to habitat loss and poaching, it's now primarily found in Russia and China. These tigers are powerful predators capable of taking down large prey, including deer and wild boar. The Korean tiger is one of the rarest and most beautiful predators in the wild. While it's not looking for any kind of human interaction, if it is cornered or threatened, this majestic tiger can deliver an attack with deadly speed and strength. With its sharp claws and teeth, it can easily overwhelm its prey, and although its population is limited, it does remain a symbol of power in the Korean peninsula. So if for whatever reason you're walking through the South Korean forests, just don't. At this point, don't do that anymore, because you're going to get eaten by a tiger. Sri Lanka. I like Sri Lanka. I had a friend at school from Sri Lanka. His name was Josh. That probably wasn't his birth name though, was it? The Sri Lanka Bodhi is the oldest tree in the world with a recorded history of more than 2,300 years. That's also older than Christ. It's believed to be a sapling from the original Bodhi tree under which Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama, if you didn't know his full name, attained enlightenment. The deadliest animal in Sri Lanka is the Sri Lankan leopard. The Sri Lankan leopard is a stealthy, powerful predator that stalks the forests of the island. While it's a rare sight, it is still a formidable threat if encountered in the wild. Known for its speed and its agility, this leopard hunts in the cover of night. And its powerful bite can easily take down prey much larger than itself. Fortunately for all of us, it prefers to avoid humans, but that doesn't mean that you should drop your guard if you're venturing into the jungle. Oh, we're back to the Middle East now. We're going to Syria. Aleppo, which is a city in Syria, and it's also the city that there was that presidential candidate back in like 2016. He basically was doing pretty well. He was like the libertarian guy. I think his name was like Johnson or something, Mike Johnson. He was asked like, what's your opinion on what's happening in Aleppo? And he was like, what's in Aleppo? And he basically lost his presidential race. He was always going to lose. He's a fucking libertarian, but still, I find that funny. But yeah, Aleppo, which is a city in Syria, is among the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world, with a history going back over 6,000 years. That's like 3 Christ lifetimes. It's famous for its ancient citadel, traditional markets, and its cultural heritage, much of which has unfortunately been severely damaged during 2 recent conflicts. The 11th viper is Syria's deadliest animal, and it is a venomous snake found in rocky, arid areas, often blending into the desert landscape. With venom that causes swelling, bleeding, and tissue damage, a bite from this viper can be very lethal if not treated immediately. While it's not always aggressive, it will defend itself if threatened, so if you do see one, please give it some space. Off to Taiwan now, another country that might not be a country for much longer. Jesus, what is happening to the world? Taiwan's National Palace Museum houses one of the largest and most significant collections of Chinese art, including over 700,000 pieces of ancient Chinese artifacts. Many of these pieces were brought from Beijing during the Chinese Civil War, preserving centuries of cultural heritage. Taiwan's deadliest animal is the Taiwan habu, which is a venomous snake with a nasty bite that causes serious damage to the bloodstream. Found in Taiwan's forests and mountains, this snake can strike without warning, delivering venom that leads to rapid swelling, bleeding, and sometimes even death. It's not as aggressive as lots of other snakes on this list, but it certainly doesn't take kindly to intruders, so if you do see one, please give it a wide berth. Tajikistan. My favorite of the Stan countries. I'm just kidding. Obviously, that's Kazakhstan. In Tajikistan, the Fan Mountains are renowned for their striking landscapes, including high peaks, alpine lakes, and beautiful valleys. The area is a popular destination for trekking and mountaineering, offering breathtaking views and a glimpse of Tajikistan's natural beauty. The Central Asian cobra makes another appearance on our list, being the deadliest animal in Tajikistan. With venom capable of delivering a swift and deadly blow to its victim, it is best to avoid this snake at all costs. The venom causes paralysis, internal bleeding, and death, making it one of the most dangerous snakes in the world. It's found in dry, open habitats. It's a snake that strikes fast and doesn't wait around for a second chance. Off to Thailand. Thailand is the only country in Southeast Asia that was never colonized by a European power. Go Thailand. My friend Nu is actually heading back to Thailand. She's from Thailand and she's going back to Thailand tomorrow. So have a safe trip, Nu. I'm also currently watching The White Lotus, which is set in Thailand, and it makes me very much want to go to Thailand. But also I don't want to see a brother jerking off his brother. Maybe that's a spoiler for you. I don't know. The deadliest animal in Thailand is the Thai black scorpion. The Thai black scorpion is one of the deadliest scorpions in the world, with a venomous sting that can cause intense pain, swelling, and death. Found in the forests and jungles of Thailand, it does prefer dark, hidden places where it can surprise its prey. While it doesn't actively seek out humans, getting stung by one of these critters will leave you wishing you hadn't ventured into its domain. East Timor, also known as Timor-Leste. This is the country close to Australia. It's the island directly above Australia. It's half of it. Half of it is East Timor and the other half is Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea actually is part of Oceania, but Timor-Leste is technically part of Asia. Timor-Leste's coral reefs are considered some of the most biodiverse in the world. They are home to hundreds of species of marine life, making the country a prime destination for diving and marine research. There's lots of dangerous animals in Timor-Leste, but I wanted to talk about the giant clawed lobster. It might not seem like a typical choice for the dangerous animal list, but this undersea creature has powerful claws that can snap shut with immense force, potentially injuring anything that crosses its path. Though it's not venomous or toxic, let's be honest, we've had enough of that on this list already, its sharp pincers are certainly formidable enough to make it a contender for Timor-Leste's more unexpected threats. So don't let the idea of lobsters be your downfall. Make sure you wear some serious protective gear if you do go swimming. 1 second, please. I'm so sorry. Another phone call. Baby, there's been a car accident. Oh my god, the Uber driver crashed. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna run there. I'm gonna run there. No, I'm just around the corner. I'm so sorry. Tell the family I'm so sorry. I'm so ashamed. It's not my fault. Nothing I've done is my fault. I planned today perfectly, and I certainly didn't waste a lot of time recording a podcast when I should have just left. The gift was destroyed. I'm so sorry. In the car crash. Yeah, I'm sorry, baby. I'm fine. I look fine as well. Like when I do turn up, I'm going to look pretty normal, but I have been in a car accident, so make sure no one asks me where I've been. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, I love you. Okay, don't let anyone order any food though, please. Thank you, bye. Sorry, guys. This is getting a lot, isn't it? Let's talk about Turkey. Turkey. They changed the spelling of their name recently. Well, not recently, but it spelled not like the animal. I think they literally did it because they don't want to have their name be the same as an animal. And the turkey is a pretty ridiculous animal too. The Hagia Sophia in Istanbul has had multiple roles throughout history, from a Christian church to a mosque and now a museum. It's a masterpiece of Byzantine architecture and was once the largest cathedral in the world for over 1,000 years. Turkey's deadliest animal is the brown bear. Turkey's brown bear is a force to be reckoned with. While it usually keeps to itself in forests and mountains, if you do happen to surprise one, which it's actually not hard to do, you're in for a world of hurt. These bears are large, powerful creatures with sharp claws, and if they feel threatened, they'll show you just how dangerous they can be. A bite from a brown bear can be fatal, so always give them an extremely wide berth when you're in the wild. Turkmenistan. This has got a very cool fact about it. The door to hell. The door to hell is a natural gas crater located in Turkmenistan's Karakum Desert, and it's been burning ever since it was accidentally ignited by Soviet scientists in 1971. The site has become a major tourist attraction, with a glowing fire visible for miles around. Turkmenistan's, talking about deadly animals, is the Central Asian cobra. Back at it again! Central Asian cobra. This snake is a common resident of the arid landscapes of Central Asia, and it packs a venomous punch. Its bite can lead to paralysis and sometimes even death if not treated, making it a serious threat in the Turkmenistani desert. The UAE, the USA's evil cousin, the United Arab Emirates. I'm just kidding. The USA is the evil cousin. Sorry. I know a lot of you listening live there. No country is necessarily evil. It's the people that run it are evil. Got to remember that, guys. Got to remember that. Except for Laos. The Laotians, they're evil. That's racist, James. Can't say that on a podcast. Everything I say is a joke. I'm just stressed because I am running very, very late to that lunch now. It's now 12 o'clock. Okay, let's push through. The Burj Khalifa in Dubai is the tallest building in the world, standing at 828 meters. That is fucking insane. That's close to a kilometer tall. It boasts luxury residences, offices, and the world's highest observation deck. It's so tall that Muslims on certain floors have to break their fast at different times as people on lower floors because the sun actually sets at a different time for them. If you've seen the movie Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, which if you haven't, you should because it's fantastic, Tom Cruise runs down that building on a rope. It's insane. The UAE's deadliest animal, or one of them, we're back at it again with the Arabian oryx. It's a majestic desert dweller, and while not dangerous in the traditional sense, its horns are certainly something to be wary of if you get too close. If cornered, the oryx can defend itself with its sharp horns, making it a formidable adversary. Generally, the creature is peaceful, but if you do get too close, you could get jabbed. Uzbekistan. We're back to Central Asia. Uzbekistan. Samarkand, a historic city on the ancient Silk Road, is known for its stunning Islamic architecture, including the Registan Square, and it played a central role in spreading culture, trade, and ideas across Central Asia. Uzbekistan's deadliest animal is, again, the Central Asian cobra. Its venom, again, is potent enough to cause paralysis and internal bleeding, and it's found in open and dry habitats. Let's go to Vietnam. I like Vietnam. There was some kind of famous war there, but I'm not super familiar with it. I'm just kidding. It's very well documented. The Ha Long Bay is famous for nearly 2,000 limestone islands and inlets, each covered with a lush vegetation and rising dramatically from the sea. It is considered one of the most picturesque places in Vietnam and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Vietnam's deadly animal is the Vietnamese centipede. Vietnam's Vietnamese centipede is no ordinary insect. It's one of the largest, with venomous pincers that deliver a very painful bite. While typically it won't kill a human, the sting can lead to intense swelling and fear, not to mention excruciating pain. So, if you're walking through Vietnam's tropical forests or caves, don't step on the fucking centipede, guys. Alright, the last one on our list, we made it. We've made it all the way. Holy shit, we've made it all the way through Europe. A country that I thought was in Africa. Yemen. Yemen, famous for being bombed recently by the US, and we only know that because I was actually added to the WhatsApp group. Yeah, they were talking about how like fuck Europe, we're gonna bomb Yemen. American flag emoji, bicep emoji. Yeah, I'm still in there by the way. I was just gonna stick in there until something really funny happened. But yeah, shouldn't laugh. People died. Although I think they might have been terrorists. But yeah, Yemen. The ancient city of Shabam in Yemen is often called the Manhattan of the desert due to its tall mud brick skyscrapers, some of which date back to the 16th century. The city's unique architectural style was designed to protect its residents from desert storms. It's very cool. Yemen's horned viper is the deadliest animal there. It's a desert dweller that blends into the arid landscape, making it very difficult to spot. Its venomous bite can lead to serious tissue damage, swelling, and death. It relies on its stealth and camouflage to hunt, so if you are in the desert, keep your eyes very peeled because there's a good chance you're going to step on this little guy by accident. And we made it! Phew! Oh, we did it all the way through Asia. Fantastic. It only took an hour to get through the entire list. You'll notice some of these animals weren't really the deadliest animal, but I wanted a nice mix because, to be completely honest, the deadliest animal in most countries is some form of snake. And if you count humans or dogs or mosquitoes, yeah, like that's 90% of the animals there as well. So that's why we had a little bit of a mix there. Sorry, one more. You know what? I've got a phone call coming in. I think I know what this is going to be about. Why don't we take a break and we'll be back after that. Okay. Hey, baby, how you doing? No. I'm just telling the audience to take a break. I mean, no, I'm in a car accident. And we're back. Yeah, so I'm in a little bit of trouble with my fiance. Yeah, she kind of got it out of me that it was all a lie and I'm still recording a podcast. I may have thrown you guys under the bus a little bit, in the sense that like I told her that it's your fault. So if you get an angry Instagram message, just ignore it. Don't worry too much about that. It's time now for the scratch of the day. Hooray! Scratch of the day is the time of the show where we look at articles in the news that have involved animal attacks, animal-human conflict, and all that good stuff. We have a bunch of interesting stories today, starting with this one. An animal I'd never heard of before. It's called a coyote. Coyote, that sounds like a Jedi from Star Wars. Coyote attacks hiker in Cochise County. The coyote, which is a member of the raccoon family, has not yet been located. Let's read this story. A hiker was attacked by a wild animal in southern Arizona on Sundays, officials say. The Cochise County Sheriff's Office said a man who was hiking in Ash Canyon south of Sierra Vista reported that he was attacked by the animal on Sunday. After hiking in the area, the man told authorities he returned to his vehicle and found a coyote on the hood of his vehicle. The man shouted and waved his arms at the animal in an attempt to get the coyote to leave. The coyote then tore off a windshield wiper, legend, before jumping down and attacking the man, the hiker told authorities. The man was able to get inside his vehicle, but not before the animal scratched and bit him. The man is receiving the rabies vaccine at a local hospital as a precaution. The coatimundi, however, has not been located. Oh God, the coatimundi's on the lam. Authorities said a wildlife specialist responding to the area could not find the animal. The specialist will return in the evening or early morning to search again. Authorities said the coatimundi would be tested for rabies when it is found. I'm loving this little guy, tearing off windshields. What a legend. The coatimundi is a member of the raccoon family, according to the Arizona State Parks. The white-nosed coyotes in Arizona, are about the size of a small dog, approximately 18 pounds, and can be identified by their long snouts, like a, quote, stretched out and more slender version of a raccoon. They travel in troops, and when they walk, their semi-prehensile tails often loom above them, similar to a periscope. Very cute. The sheriff's office encourages people spending time in rural or mountainous areas to be aware of their surroundings and to not engage with wild animals. Well, this guy, he could have been killed by this coatimundi. I don't get why he didn't just get in the car and just start driving. The thing would have run away. I just like how he got pissed off and tore off a windshield wiper and then bit him. Fantastic. Well, I obviously hope he's okay. I also hope the coatimundi gets away with it too. Doesn't sound like he had rabies. He was just chilling on the dash of the car, and then this guy came up screaming and waving his arms. So I don't blame him. All right, let's go to Israel now. Lots happening in that part of the world, but one interesting that's happened is a wild caracal, which is a type of cat. It looks like a lynx. It's attacked Israeli soldiers and generated Gaza war memes. Oh God, am I going to get demonetized for talking about this? We're not talking about the war. This is not that kind of podcast. A caracal, a type of wild cat that has recently gone viral on social media, especially among Arab users, and is now being linked to the Gaza war. According to media reports on Tuesday near the Egyptian border in the Israeli-occupied Negev desert, a wild caracal attacked Israeli soldiers, injuring them. The incident quickly became a hot topic on social media. Israeli media reported that the animal was later captured by an officer from Israel's Nature and Parks Authority and was transferred to a wildlife hospital for medical examination. The incident led to a wave of memes and humorous discussions online, particularly from Arab users. Some users jokingly referred to the wild caracal as a Hamas member, while others saw his attack on Israeli soldiers as a symbolic response to Israeli aggression against Palestinians. Oh God, guys. It's hard to keep it light when we talk about this particular situation happening in that particular part of the world. Some Egyptian and Arab social media users even compared the caracal to Egyptian soldier Mohammed Salah, who attacked Israeli forces at the Egypt-Israel border in 2023. The caracal's AI-generated images have also gone viral, showing it alongside Palestinian flag or attacking Israeli soldiers. Some users sarcastically suggest that Israel might now arrest thousands of wildcats in response to the incident. Oh God. This is not the first time Israeli troops have been attacked by wild animals. In May of 2024, an Israeli tank in Gaza accidentally ran over a beehive, leading to a swarm attack that severely injured 12 soldiers. Wow. Fantastic. I'm not commenting any further about that particular situation, but damn. That's good. Yeah, I think the caracal definitely is a member of Hamas. Okay. A 4-year-old girl has been attacked by a coyote. Let's read this story from the New York Post. 4-year-old girl dragged to the ground by a coyote she mistook for a dog outside her home. An aggressive coyote dragged a 4-year-old girl to the ground while she was just inches from the front door of her family's Washington state home in the latest attack in the area. Chang Tong of Bellevue told KIRO he was just behind his daughter Lena when the animal tried to pull her away almost immediately after she stepped outside to pat the coyote, which they both initially thought was a dog. Quote, she was about to pet the dog at the time, and with just 1 second, the coyote bit her hand and tried to drag her away, Tong said. She was dragged to the ground. It was just walking on the doormat, Tong recalled. The frightened father screamed at the coyote and it ran away. He then took his daughter to the hospital where she was treated for minor injections and received a rabies shot. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife located 2 coyotes in the area and killed one. Officers were able to lethally remove one at the scene. However, the second ran away. Officers are increasing patrols in the area to locate the second animal. Tong said he plans... wow. Tong, I don't know why they mentioned this part. Tong said he plans on keeping the front gate to his $2.3 million home closed from now on to protect his daughter. Why are they mentioning the property value of the house in the article? That's so random. We may have some weapons like a stake or a knife somewhere handy. Bellevue, an affluent suburb of about 150,000 people on the eastern side of Lake Washington across from Seattle, has been plagued by coyote attacks of late, with 5 occurring over 1 week. Officials believe the same coyotes have been responsible for the attacks. The same day Lena was attacked, a coyote approached a group of children waiting at a bus stop and tried to bite them, ripping into some of their clothes. The day before, a coyote ran off with a student's backpack outside Tai Middle School. A man was hospitalized the week before when he was bitten by a coyote that wandered into his open garage, according to Fish and Wildlife. A woman was sitting on her back patio the day before that when a coyote crept up behind her and bit her on the leg. She was able to run inside to safety while the animal continued to chase her, officials said. Damn. These coyotes are being a bunch of dipshits. Crazy. I'm reading the comments of the article. This guy says, all that money and he does not have a shotgun when he needs it. I bet he votes for that extreme party. Yeah, man. Sure. One guy says, ironic how they will shoot and kill an innocent animal but do nothing to kill criminals. And then Big MAGA Mike's ankle monitor. That's the name of the that's the name of the guy responding. Big MAGA Mike's ankle monitor says, I've never met an innocent coyote. What is happening? Wow. Yeah. I love that. I love the guys like, yeah, all that money, you didn't have a shotgun. I bet he votes for that extreme party. Yeah, that's the extreme party, sure. There you go. I would, I guess if you're in the area, be careful of coyotes. We do know that the only 2 fatal deaths from coyotes have been one. There was a 19-year-old woman in Canada who was killed, but also a small child was killed by a coyote before too. So, yeah, caution, please. Let's go to Australia for our final story. We're going to talk about a kangaroo attack. This happened a month ago in Queensland. A Queensland man was attacked by a massive kangaroo, estimated to be 2 meters tall and weigh 100 kilograms. That's a fucking hefty roo. Authorities say the quick actions of his neighbour helped save the man's life after he suffered serious injuries. A Queensland man in his 50s is lucky to be alive after he was attacked by a massive kangaroo while walking to his car, having suffered serious hip injuries and wounds to his arms and chest. The man would have bled to death had his next-door neighbour not been at home to assist him in the aftermath. The man encountered 2 kangaroos, 1 male and 1 female, on his property in Willows, a rural town about 350 kilometres west of Rockhampton. The female kangaroo fled before, quote, the other bastard turned around and attacked him. He estimated the animal was around 2 metres tall and weighed at least 100 kilograms. Quote, it really made a mess of this poor man. It damaged him really badly. The man was driven to Emerald Hospital before he was airlifted to Rockhampton Hospital, where he was in a stable condition. There are public warnings in place for 2 large kangaroos in Willows that may pose a danger. Kangaroo attacks are rare, but can occur when the animal feels threatened. Quote, this bastard wasn't provoked. I've been out here for 13 or 14 years. I've never seen a problem out here ever. I spent 20 years in the army, for instance, in all sorts of conditions, and I've never ever seen a roo attack someone before. Underhill, who is the man who saved the victim, said the community was terrified because when animals attack humans, they could strike again. Stay at home and don't go out, he warned. A lot of elderly people live in this little community, and they just like to go out for a walk their dogs in the morning, and that's us asking for trouble. He was also concerned tourists in the area wouldn't see kangaroos as a threat, adding they were liable to bloody turn on you at any time, particularly around this time of year. Well, there you go. I fucking love rural Australians. We're going camping this afternoon, about an hour and a half inland, and the people out there are just something else. Really love them. That's a big kangaroo. But we are just relying on the eyewitness like testimony of the guy who got attacked. To be honest, if I was attacked by a tiny kangaroo, I'd probably lie too. Be like, oh yeah, it was fucking huge. It was 6 meters tall, weighed a ton. And I'm still alive because I'm a bloody ripper. We do have time for one more story, actually. It just depends if I can figure out how to turn my ad block off. Have you noticed how, like, it used to be like ad blocks worked and now every single website makes you turn the ad block off? It really makes it not worth having the ad block, right? Anyway, that's my little boomer rant. This child, this is quite a sad story. This 7-year-old boy had his arm ripped off by a crocodile in front of his parents. Let's read this story here. A 7-year-old boy has lost his arm in a crocodile attack after a crocodile ripped it off as he splashed in shallow water on a fishing trip last Friday. Johandre Blom was playing in the water with a friend just a few feet from their parents when he was attacked by the large reptile in Rudakopils Dam, located on the Crocodile River in South Africa. I mean, that's your first hint. The river is called the Crocodile River. His friend, named only as Dylan, who was 9 years old, screamed and tried to help him before Johandre's dad, Corn, C-O-R-N-E, just Corn, I don't know, ran from the caravan on shore. Dylan's father, Janine Becker, told local media, the next moment my little boy screamed, I grabbed Johandre from the arm, but there was a big jerk and Johandre was away from Dylan. That's my terrible South African accent. Dylan shouted, there's a crocodile here, and Corn and I immediately ran to the water. Johandre was thrown around by the crocodile before his dad managed to pull him free. They managed to pull him free from the water while risking being attacked by the crocodile still circling nearby, but the boy was missing his left arm. They applied towels to the wound before rushing him to the hospital by car. Medics managed to stabilize Johandre before flying him to another hospital in Appleton. Johandre is now fighting for his life in an induced coma, but has been stabilized. The boy's family has started a fundraiser on Back a Buddy Fund to raise cash for rehabilitation and medical bills. The crocodile believed to have attacked the boy was spotted in the grass near the bank, with witnesses saying it pestered a boat and people at a nearby resort that evening. Last summer, the gruesome remains of a 12-year-old girl who went missing after a suspected crocodile attack were found by police. The victim went missing after going swimming in Mango Creek in Patouma, a remote town in the Northern Territory of Australia. Oh yeah, we talked about that. For a second, I was confused because I thought this was another South African attack. Yeah, damn. Very sad. I hope he survives. I hope he gets through it. There's a photo of the boy. Well, he's very cute. And then there's another photo of him in the hospital without one of his arms. Very sad. I hope he pulls through. That's our Scratch of the Day segment done and dusted, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. We're an inclusive podcast here. Finally, to wrap up, I found this interesting list on IMDb. The best animal attack movies. I thought this was created 9 years ago, so there's nothing modern on here. There's nothing recent from the last 9 years on here. But I wanted to read through this list and see if I agree. Keeping in mind, there's no Crawl, there's no Cocaine Bear, there's no The Grey, I don't think. But we're going to read through the list, starting at number 10. Well, there's actually, I was going to start at number 10, but let's go all the way to 14. Let's see what this person's written at first. When it comes to creature features, there's nothing scarier than real living animals we've seen or read about going on an inexplicable or vaguely explained killing spree. Creature features dealing with animal attacks involving actual animals will always have a special place in the hearts of horror movie fans when done right, simply because there's something deeply unsettling in viewing and imagining what could happen if the animals we know were actually capable of gruesome scenes depicted on screen. It's equally exciting as it is disturbing to see animals, domestic or wild, who are part of the ecological system, begin to display traits contrary to established behavioral patterns, viciously preying upon men and brutally craving human blood, ravenously dismembering and disemboweling any living being unfortunate enough to cross their paths. These are not some genetically mutated creatures or monsters lurking deep in the woods, or some unheard, recently discovered carnivore appearing from the depths of the ocean or the bowels of the earth, or even beasts of folklore such as werewolves. This is such a long fucking sentence. These are regular animals still going. We've grown up with, reading and studying about who suddenly becomes insatiable, unusual, or highly abnormal taste for flesh, wreaking havoc on the local populace or a group of people trapped. Jesus Christ, this is a long sentence. That is like 100 words unbroken. I'm not even going to keep reading. Anyway, let's go to 14 and work our way back, and I'll tell you if I've seen any of these. So number 14 is 2007's Prey. An American family on holiday in Africa becomes lost in a game reserve and stalked by lions. I haven't seen that, but it stars Bridget Moynihan, Peter Weller, and Carly Schroeder. I don't know it. Seems like it's similar to The Ghost in the Darkness, apparently, which I like. Okay. Number 13, 2015's The Pack. A farmer and his family must fight for survival after a ferocious pack of wild dogs infiltrates their isolated farmhouse. Through a series of frightening and bloody encounters, they are forced into survival mode to make it through the night. Directed by Nick Robinson and starring Jack Campbell, Annalise Phelps, and Katie Moore. It's an Australian film. I have not heard of it, though. Number 12 is The Reef. I think I have heard of The Reef. A great white shark hunts the crew of a capsized sailboat along the Great Barrier Reef. Another Australian film. Director Andrew Traucki, and starring Damien Walsh, Howling, Guyton Grantley. I know Guyton Grantley. And Adrian Pickering. Interesting. Might want to watch these. Maybe we should bring the Man-Eater movies back, because I do feel like watching a movie like this. Anyway, 11 is Burning Bright, a thriller centered on a young woman and an autistic little brother who are trapped in a house with a ravenous tiger during a hurricane. Never heard of that one. That's from 2010. Number 10, we're in the top 10 now. Bait. A freak tsunami traps shoppers at a coastal Australian supermarket inside a building, along with a 12-foot great white shark. Pretty cool. Number 9, Blackwater. A boat tour of a mangrove swamp turns into a fight for survival when a group of people are attacked by a ferocious saltwater crocodile. That sounds like we watched it. Is it called Primeval? Damn it! Why am I forgetting what it was called? It's an Australian film. It's the exact same premise. Oh, why am I forgetting what it was called? We did a Man-Eater movie on it, so you can go back. It wasn't Crawl. It was like, This is gonna bug me. Let me look it up. Rogue. It was Rogue, of course. Rogue. I like Rogue. Okay. Number 8 is The Breed. I've never heard of this one either. But it does star Michelle Rodriguez, so I know her. A group of 5 college kids are forced to match wits with an unwelcoming resident when they fly to a deserted island for a party weekend. Apparently it's a bunch of dogs is the bad animal there. Piranha 2 is at number 7. I haven't seen any of but it was directed by James Cameron. Jesus, I should watch this movie. Piranha 2, then Piranha, the original Piranha, is at 6. Number 5 is Arachnophobia, starring Jeff Daniels and John Goodman. Number 4, Deep Blue Sea. I have seen Deep Blue Sea. Searching for a cure for Alzheimer's disease, a group of scientists on an isolated research facility become the prey as a trio of intelligent sharks fight back. I do like Deep Blue Sea. There's that amazing moment where Sam Jackson is like giving that brilliant, impassioned speech about how we're going to survive, we're going to get off this base, and then bam, he just gets eaten. Fantastic. Jaws 2 is actually at 3. Police Chief Brody must protect the citizens of Amity after a second monstrous shark begins terrorizing the waters. Maybe that'll be the next one we watch, because we've watched Jaws. And Jaws, by the way, no spoilers, Jaws is obviously going to be the first one. Number 2 is The Birds. A wealthy San Francisco socialite persuades a potential boyfriend to a small Northern California town that slowly takes a turn for the bizarre when birds of all kinds suddenly begin to attack people. Alfred Hitchcock directed that one. And number 1, of course, Jaws. No surprise there. One of the greatest horror movies of all time, in my opinion. That is going to do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for putting up with my phone call interruptions. Very rude of my family to do that. We're going to see you in 2 weeks for another episode. Do all the social media bullshit. Of course, as a Patreon, go and do that if you think you'd like to support old Jimbo. Now, by the way, I'm not going to divulge too much of my personal and professional life, but if you were ever going to support me financially, now would be a great time. Would appreciate that. All right. Thank you to everyone who already does support us over on the Patreon. Thank you to everyone who's listened over the last few weeks. And thank you for all the kind messages when I announced I would be doing episodes fortnightly from now on rather than weekly, at least for the time being. Appreciate having you guys. And I always appreciate the people who reach out and send very kind messages. Also appreciate the people who send mean messages as well, because it's content. I will see you in 2 weeks. Have a fantastic time. Stay safe out there, because as we've learned, it's a jungle out there. Mwah. Kissed you on the little lips.